Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 8 of the anime series Myriad Colors Phantom World. What can I really say about this episode? I actually had a pretty fun time with this episode. It was making me laugh left, right, and center. And everything. The absurdity of what was going on from the precursor bumper where you have Haruhiko, kind of inadvertently drinking the bathwater of Ruru and all this kind of stuff. This hot spring just cropping up in the middle of their school and this giant pink one-eyed monkey. Read into that if you want. And he's a perv and he's getting off on the girls being in swimsuits and licking them and all. It was completely absurd, but I was actually thoroughly entertained almost all the way up to the end. I think it kind of lost me a little bit at the end, because we had this little hint dropped earlier in the episode that Haruhiko was learning this ability called a Bremelin's Finger, and it would allow him to summon creatures and monsters without actually having to use his, sketch pad and do it that way, do it manually in a way. And he summons, of all things, Cthulhu, or at least the seeming, phantom summon equivalent, this sort of octopi. And it's just really, it was just making me laugh that much more. Even sort of the pervy stuff and, each of the girls having to get suited up, and you had Reina coming out there and, winking her eye and trying to be like, come over here, big boy, that kind of stuff, and failing miserably. Koito Minaze, I love that Haruhiko, Ruru's is like, you look hot. And he's just like, true that. It's like, go Haruhiko. Appreciating very much the look of, Koito, as well as the bum of Mai. They had to paint her bum red for... just because that's the female monkey thing when they're in heat and they're thinking this is gonna, get all salacious for this giant phantom monkey and everything. It's just like when he's knocking people out of the pool, he throws the one kid, Haruhiko's friend whose name escapes me, but he punches him twice and he goes out into orbit. And I mean, just everything, all of that stuff. And by the end, of course, you had Mai, which was a nice surprise, being kind of wowed by Haruhiko, when he catches her and she's looking up at him after he's summoned this Cthulhu squid thing, this octopi thing, and she's just like, wow. It's like so many of the things that were going on in this episode, it was outlandish and absurd, and things have been absurd in this series before, but at least to me, it was a thoroughly hilarious episode from beginning to end. There's not even really much for me to delve into, I feel like, except for the fact that as I've been going back and forth with one of you in the comments talking about wanting to see all of these main characters come together, we not only see the main characters coming together in this episode, but everybody in the frickin' school. They even have Albrecht come out and, supersize to try to take this monkey down, kind of the in-series equivalent of King Kong versus Godzilla, and I really thoroughly appreciated that, even though it was a waste of time. Mai and Haruhiko getting into this horse costume, and he's, relating this very pathetic attempt back to, the Trojan horse thing. I mean, it was thoroughly enjoyable up until the end, where I just felt like a little bit it kind of pulled the rug out from under its own footing with the Bremelin's Finger thing, calling back to that. It did seem to come out of nowhere a little bit, and just the way everything wrapped up, the whole idea of, now we're going to dress Haruhiko up as the female monkey, and they're all beckoning him goodbye. He's going up the heavenly pearly gates or whatever with daddy monkey husband here, It's just like, it tripped back into the absurdity and the kind of off-putting comedy that, certain episodes have had for me. The Dream World episodes with the bunnies and the Dream World episode with the bears and everything. A lot of those aspects didn't, I don't know, I just wasn't vibing with. And this entire episode I was, up until that point toward the end, where it was just kind of like, okay, I guess they had to figure out some way to end the episode. But yeah, I mean, largely it was thoroughly hilarious. Had me cracking up, and all the different things that they're trying and failing at, and, getting this giant pink one-eyed monkey the hell out of Dodge. And, and I actually felt very much simpatico with Koito because, she cannot stand the heat. And I'm somebody... I cannot stand the heat. It's like, the kryptonite to my Superman. It really saps my energy, and I just can't stand it. Summertime is the worst time of year for me. And so I was very much feeling for her plight because she's constantly knocked out. And then everyone is starting to feel that as well. They're all getting into swimsuits, and it's like, at least they didn't go overboard with it. It was kind of just the product of the scenario. and they're all mostly wearing the one pieces and everything, the school uniform swimsuits and everything. And so, I mean, not that I wouldn't have appreciated seeing a little more here and there, but I mean, I like that it was all serviceable. You know, the fan service was serviceable, we could say, for the gist of the story. Like, I love how in that pre-episode bumper you have Haruhiko, you know, relating to us the history practically of these hot springs. And he's like, this is what our episode has to do with today. And it's like, well, it was only kind of cursorily what it had to do with. It largely was about giant pink monkey and one of his little monkeys, and he was depressed that his wife left him. So it's like, okay, I got a kick out of it, mad kick out of it. And yeah, like I said, just lost me a little bit toward the end, but really there's not much more to delve into as far as I'm concerned with this episode. It was enjoyable. It was like shut your brain off and just laugh your ass off at it. And so yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 8 of Myriad Colors Phantom World, if you watched it, if it was your cup of tea, if you were laughing right alongside me throughout the course of it, if you felt that it did falter a little toward the end like I do or not, you know, love it or hate it, anything goes in the comments below. If this episode really rubbed you the wrong way and really felt like a waste of a watch, let me know. You know, anything goes. Just love having that conversation. Otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. I can't wait to see what the hell is next, what the next step for this series is going to be as we ramp up toward the end of it. And yeah, hope this video finds you well. I'll catch you all later. Peace.